Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is so weird and awkward for me because, believe it or not, I hate to be on camera, and a lot of you have been asking for me to do a YouTube, and we're gonna see how it goes. So I'm gonna do some questions so we can get to know each other. Comment below what kind of videos you'd like to see, and let's get started. Fire him. My name is Christina Maria. It's like the Nina, the Pinta, and the Christina Maria. That's why I go by Christy, because my name is so terrible. I'm actually named after Maria from West Side Story, which is kind of weird. It's true, I am. I'm named after Maria from West Side Story. I was born in Pittsburgh, but in the early 80s, when all the steel mills shut down, I became a Navy brat. So I actually grew up in Pittsburgh, but then I lived in Virginia and Connecticut and Pittsburgh and Connecticut and Pittsburgh and Virginia and Pittsburgh. I kept going back and forth between everything, but I'm really from Pittsburgh. And now I live in a town called Mars. For how many years have we been married? It'll be 19 years in June. No, wait.
Yeah.
19 years in June. However, we've been together for 21 years. I started dating my husband on right around my 21st birthday. You sound so weird on here. You're gonna hate it. You're gonna be like, ow.
What should it?
How did we meet?
How did we meet? How did we meet? What do you want me to say?
We actually met in college. I was in a sorority and he was in a fraternity, and I kind of hated his fraternity. And he remembers the very first night he ever saw me, he threw a keg on my foot. It was empty, but it was still. And he remembers that I was wearing a brown turtleneck and white jeans and brown Oxford shoes. And that's so shameful, yet
Because I was
so
like, who
90s.
would wear something so lame?
Oh, whatever. You wear the same hat every day of your life.
Is that a thing?
Yes, I am a Pisces, and I'm totally a Pisces, like, at my heart of hearts. However, my moon sign is a Leo. Okay, so your moon sign is when you were born. It's how you present your outer self to the world. Like, a Leo in your moon sign is like you're very outgoing and talkative, and you know, you like to be the center of attention and all of these things. But your star sign is like what's happening internally, like all of your insecurities and your dreaminess, and that's where I'm like wishy-washy Pisces girl. It would be lobster and butter and bread and cake.
Favorite drink?
Tea. I like tea with milk and sugar, and I also like champagne. No, it's the 4th of July. I like the 4th of July for many reasons. I like it because it's hot outside and I like the summer. I like it because I don't have to buy a present, I don't have to wrap a present, I don't have to send a fake Christmas card. Shut up! I know I haven't sent them in years, but they're always on my mind.
Ever.
I used to send them, but I don't have to bake anything. I don't have to like go anywhere. We have a hot tub out back, so I can sit in the hot tub and watch the fireworks from the hot tub. So it is my favorite holiday. My signature scent is Mimosa and Cardamom by Jo Malone. When I wear it in public, people tell me I smell good. It's kind of weird. You don't tell me I smell good because you don't smell me. That's what happens when you're married to somebody for 20 years. They stop smelling you. I'm actually not reading anything right now. I'm writing my blog. It's because I actually eat cake for breakfast, and my brilliant husband came up with the idea of naming it Cake for Breakfast because he said that I don't do anything by the rules and I do everything my own way, and I am ridiculous and do things like eat cake for breakfast. So, hey, I figured that we're all a little unconventional these days and we do things the way we want to, and eating cake for breakfast is one of them. My favorite sports team are the Steelers and the Penguins because I'm a Pittsburgh girl. Last year, was it last year or the year before, for Father's Day, when the Pens were in the Stanley Cup playoffs, I actually bought Marc tickets to Game 5 for Father's Day, and we went to Game 5 when they were playing Nashville. Claire loved going to the Penguins playoff game because she got to swear by calling Nashville Trashville. I'm 5'8", but I don't think I really am. I think I'm more like 5'7.5", but I've always claimed 5'8", but now that Chloe's a little bit taller than me and she's like 5'8", I think I'm more like 5'7", but I'm sticking with 5'8", and I weigh 100 pounds. Okay, my secret talent is I'm very crafty. I can take a square of toilet paper and like a safety pin and 2 rhinestones and turn it into a beautiful costume that is made for television.
You're like the MacGyver of crafts.
I am the MacGyver of crafts. Crafts. If I had 3 genie wishes, one of my wishes would be, I wish I could sing like a pop star. I would be on stage and I would be singing my heart out, and I would have like 50 gazillion people there, and I would have the most amazing voice because my voice is awful.
Everybody's secret wish.
Is it?
Uh-huh. Mine, you know.
Is that your secret wish? Comment below if that's really your secret wish. I'm a perpetual nail biter. I always have fake nails on because I bite my nails. I can't. Oh, I hate it about myself.
Also, you leave your shoes all over the house. No?
And I try to put rat poison in my husband's dinners. Ooh. Okay, I have two. Serial killers. I'm scared of serial killers. And dying a slow, painful death. I would be inclined to say Clara is exactly like me. However, there are things that Chloe does that are totally like me. So it's hard to say. There's things that I see myself in both of them, but I would say like just at face value, Clara is a mini me. Venti chai tea latte, 2 pumps. Okay, so we have this rock in our backyard next to our pool, and it's, how tall is it? 9 feet?
10.
10 feet. So for 3 summers, I've stood at the top of this rock and I've looked into the pool, and I have never been able to bring myself just to step off the rock. And last summer I decided, you know what, what's the worst thing that could happen? And I did it. And I realized how much fun I had been missing out on for 3 years. And that made me really concerned that I've been missing out on a lot more fun things in my life. So my whole thing this year, I'm turning 42, and it's like, okay, what is my thing gonna be for this year? And it's trying things that I'm afraid of. Okay, in real life, the scariest villain of all time is Ted Bundy. However, the scariest villain of all time for real is Buffalo Bill. Well, I mean, like in a movie. But weirdly enough, Buffalo Bill is based on Ted Bundy. Actually, that's not true. I think that Anthony Hopkins' character in Silence of the Lambs is based on Ted Bundy. It's this whole thing because they interviewed him in jail to help find the Green River Killer, and I think Anthony Hopkins is based on Ted. Whatever. Okay, Buffalo Bill is scary, Ted Bundy is scary. Those are scary. Drink lots of water. Oh, invisibility. Doesn't everyone wish they were invisible? I worked at the mall pizza shop. I was a cashier. I had a little sweaty white, no, it was black, a little sweaty black baseball cap.
Was it Sbarro?
It was Sbarro. Actually, no, that wasn't my first job. My first job was a babysitter. I was a babysitter. I took a Red Cross class at the local Y, and I babysat because I lived in Navy housing and everybody had 15 kids. So I was a babysitter. And I really admired the Babysitters Club books because they were so entrepreneurial, and they like had their own phone line, and they answered their phone, and they scheduled their babysitting appointments, and I really wanted to be that. So I did sort of my own version of that. Mall bangs. I had those 80s mall bangs where you like put the curling iron on it and you sprayed like Aquanet and it sizzled and like smoke came off of it, and then I like teased it, and then I went to the roller rink and skated till you dropped a ball on me. That was my Friday nights. The Hangover. I really love The Hangover. The first time I saw it, the movie was hysterical. I actually went to prom 3 times. My first, and probably the dress I would say I identify most with, was black sequins. And I actually wore it again, weirdly enough, remember? I wore it as an adult to one of your galas because my dress didn't fit last minute, and I wore a prom dress. Pua, I love Pua. That's my grandpig. Pua's our grandpig. You better love Pua too, Clara will disown you. I'm really not as crazy as I appear on TV. Ooh, it's really early for a Saturday. But Clara had skating, and that's one of my favorite things that we do on Saturday mornings is take her to ice skating. So I got up, we went, she ice skates, and then we have a bagel and tea, and I sit and I drink coffee with Marc, and it's probably my favorite way to spend a Saturday morning. Between 7 and 8 a.m. every day. I hate surprises. I hate not knowing what's happening. I hate surprises. Like, I would so much rather know what my gift was on Christmas or what was happening. No, I hate them. I think the biggest surprise we've ever pulled off was buying Chloe a car for Christmas. I really wish that she would put the video out because it was really great. She won't. That's her. Like, she wants to keep some things private, but we bought her a car this Christmas and she didn't know. And we waited to buy Chloe a car for a couple of reasons. First of all, we didn't want to buy her a car at 16 because we wanted her to be a good driver. We made her learn to drive my SUV, Marc's car in LA. We had her get her license, and then we had her drive like on her own for a while. And then we bought her a car and she wasn't expecting it, and I don't know. That was probably, that's a good one. It makes me a little choked up because she wasn't like, I got a car. She cried. It was really sweet. Who killed JonBenet Ramsey? I lay in bed at night and I'm like, hold on a second. And I start researching. Like, I could be an investigator on that crime. My first car was a 76 Ford Fairmont. I was born in 1977. My car was a 1976. It had an AM radio. It had like this weird plaid blanket on the seats, and it had a bee's nest in the back. But I love that thing more than life itself. That I had gastric bypass surgery. Did you know I had that? I had gastric bypass, but I didn't. Everyone thought because I lost a bunch of weight that I had gastric bypass. I did not, but according to the internet, I did. I probably identify with Chandler the most. I think he's funny, sarcastic, witty, and he uses like his sarcasm as a defense mechanism.
And super awkward.
And super awkward. Who was the last person I called? You. I called Marc. He was my last person I called. I called my husband. Boring. Probably Chloe. I've never looked better than when I was going to Orange Theory every day. I need to go back. Loved Corey Haim, had his posters everywhere, biggest crush ever. One of my biggest regrets is that he died before I ever got to LA, because I'm sure I would have seen him somewhere and I'd have been like, oh my God, I had your Tiger Beat poster or your Big Bopper poster in my bedroom when I was 12. And he would have been like, great. Mid-afternoon. Probably France. I liked France a lot. Italy. I would tell my 16-year-old self that everyone hates high school and it gets better. Hang in there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you want to see next week. See you later.